Welcome back to speedcafe.com and the Crimsafe Endurance Countdown, a look ahead to the Pirtek Enduro Cup. My name's Ben Beasley and I'm with Greg Murphy. And Greg, today we're going to look at Brad Jones Racing, a three-car operation, some good drivers, some good pedigree. How should they go in these big three races?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. We've passed over in other episodes about the consistencies of race teams, and you know, Jason Bright doesn't need to prove anything. Fabian Coulthard doesn't need to prove anything. Dale Woods in his first full season in V8 supercars, so you know he's having a few struggles compared to his teammates. So where they're at the moment, you know, some great performances, some not so good performances, and some struggle street. And but when it comes around to the Enduros, they're specialists at that. There's no question. Kim and Brad Jones. Some of the guys they've got working there, Phil Keed is a bit of, you know, I think is one of the best engineers in pit lane. They've got drivers that really know how to handle the Enduros as well. They're always a dark horse, there's no question about that. So, you know, Luke Gilden's driving with Fabian again this year, great combination, they work together really, really well. So I see probably more so that car, the 14 car, as being their best shot at the Enduros. And as I said, you know, the experience those guys have got, they always seem to pull something out of the hat, and I think they'll be good.
You got Andrew Jones coming into the team as well, and also Chris Pither. And touching on those guys, there's also this longer Dunlop Series race that they're going to run up there as well. So those guys who are coming out of those cars into the car of the future, is it a big change from Saturday to Sunday?
I think it's quite different. You know, the older cars behave quite differently to the newer cars, and the development that's gone on with the car of the futures, you know, in the last 18 odd months, you know, has been substantial. So it is a bit different, but it's still miles. And doing a long race though on the Saturday, albeit they are allowed to have driver change as well and co-drivers. It's a good build-up. But it also is going to be quite challenging for some of those guys to do that and then get their heads around a 1,000k race the next day. So some will handle it really well and it will be an advantage, and others might not be so much. So you know, it's going to be interesting at Bathurst certainly, but we've, you know, looking at Sandown, some of these guys, that experience they have been getting, like Andrew Jones doing all the development series stuff. You know, it definitely benefits guys like him. He needs to be in cars. They need to be doing miles, and that it's absolutely critical.
Well, let's hear from some of the guys within the Brad Jones Racing stable.
Fabian, you've carried good speed through this year at various points. You've been on pole. You've been right up there in the races. Can the team maintain that sort of consistency and form in the long distance races?
Yeah, I believe a strength of ours is, you know, a longer race. So I think we've got good speed. You know, we've had it all year. We've got a couple of areas of improvement, which we know what they are. So once we find that and unlock it, I think we'll be good. So
I think there was various areas of development that have been planned for the car this year, but through, you know, other factors hasn't sort of arrived. But has that sort of stemmed the progress to a degree, or?
Oh, I don't think so. Not a great deal. Obviously, we would have liked the parts here a little bit sooner, but you know, what happens, and you can't do much about that. But now we've got them. Now we're able to, you know, we had a test day not long ago, fine-tune the car a little bit, understand it a little bit more, and you know, I think we're there or thereabouts.
And co-driver-wise, you're looking in pretty good shape, even though the co-driver sessions have been cut back this year, but everyone's in the same seat.
Yeah, look, you know, Luke's, you know, a quantified driver. He knows what's required up there. You know, he's done plenty of laps throughout the years. You know, even the development series having a longer race, you know, he may even get a shot at, you know, running a car in there, which, you know, it's only going to aid our progress together. So yeah, looking forward to getting up there and sorting it out.
Yeah, I guess on that point, with the development series being a 250 lap race, I guess even though they're different cars, it would actually aid a co-driver back into the main game for the Bathurst 1000 a day later.
Yeah, totally. You know, it's an awesome time to get extra miles for nothing, basically. So, you know, we just got to find Luke a ride. Hopefully we can get one for him. But yeah, any laps you get around Bathurst is valuable, and you know, I think it's a must if we can make it happen.
Chris, each year at Bathurst, BJR cars seem to have unbelievable speed in practice and qualifying on Friday.
Oh, look, and in the race. we've come close. We've been bridesmaids a lot. I think if you look at the statistics, we show very good form at Bathurst, and I mean, it's because the team works so well together. They're a good bunch of guys. Pit stops is a huge part of endurance racing and preparation. So, and then good car speed on top of that is always a help. You know, I'm just hoping that we have a really positive, strong weekend.
Brad Jones Racing, one of the operations to look out for, not just at Bathurst, but also Sandown and on the streets of the Gold Coast. This is speedcafe.com's coverage of the Pirtek Enduro Cup on the Crimsafe Endurance Countdown.
We've been robbed a couple of times actually.
So we had this screen installed.
For cheap alternative.
They look identical, so you think you're getting an equivalent product and you're not.
Most Crimsafe lookalikes can pop out because they're only held in with a piece of plastic. But Crimsafe screw clamp locks the mesh and spreads the impact.
Solid and sturdy, and definitely instills a lot of confidence in us.
If you pay for what you get, Crimsafe is definitely the way to go. Better off paying the extra and getting the better product.
Because if it's not Crimsafe, it's not Crimsafe.